have our great panel on Tuesday, as always. We've got Eric Yaverbaum, who's president of Ericho Communications. Am I always saying that right?
You get it right most weeks. Ericho Communications.
Ericho. I want to say Enrico. It's, you know, he and I have been chatting about what a crazy morning it's been. Anyway, co-founder of also roadtovote.org. Nice to have you here. Thank you as always. I'm sorry
it's great to be here. It's great to be here.
Happy to have you. And Liz Peek, who's also a columnist for the Fiscal Times and FoxNews.com. Great to have you on board.
Thank you.
Okay, so we're at it again. Here we go again. Yet another deadline is upon us, and a power hour at the White House is going to be happening later this morning between John Boehner and Harry Reid and the president. What do you think?
You know, what I fear the most about this is that we're watching this movie every other week now. I think the country in general is starting to tune out, which is a really bad idea. We really need to make some big decisions, and I know we're hearing the same story every week. Is the government going to shut down again on Friday? Here's what the Republicans have. Here's what the Democrats have. You know, it's so funny to hear someone say they both agree that we need to cut money. Finally.
Well, except the Democrats have yet to come forward with really any substantive plan for doing that. I mean, I read Representative Ryan's proposals today, and I think they're terrific. It's a lot like what the Fiscal Commission came out with. Let's simplify the tax code. In Ryan's case, it's a neutrality thing. It's a net neutral issue. But let's really reform taxes and our welfare programs so that we can go forward. The Democrats have really not embraced any such program. I think, to your point, what worries me is that the day-to-day, the week-to-week maneuvering is sort of getting everyone distracted from the fact that we really have some serious problems ahead of this country. And if you don't believe it, go on the CBO website and look at the projections, because they are horrifying from President Obama's budget. So there's work to be done, and this comment from Obama about let's roll up our sleeves, it's time for him to roll up his sleeves and spend a little personal capital on moving
I think that's
forward.
A little bit the embarrassment of Ryan to him is that that's filling a vacuum that is
totally
completely,
agree.
you know,
I agree.
that the president has left.
Yes, and he left it after making a promising start by convening the Deficit Commission, which really came out with some terrific things. Obama wasn't even in the country when they announced their decisions or their program, and that was totally because he did not want to be associated with it. I just think that is an appalling lack of leadership.
Well, you know, this against the backdrop of the president announcing that he's seeking re-election officially, that he has made that announcement via the internet, and people are making note of that at a time when we have looming problems still on our agenda right now, and we're talking about 2012 that Paul Ryan has unveiled, but we still have to get through this year.
The guy, and I support him, he does campaign great. Look at his body language. He looks better than he's looked in his entire presidency right now because he's back in campaign mode. At the end of the day, I believe, and I've said it here before, if the economy is bad, he's not going to get reelected. He will find the same fate that Bush Sr. did. We care about the economy here. We care about it now. We care about our groceries. We care about what we pay for gas. We're not worried about a lot of other things. So he can campaign all that he wants.
Let me ask you this. There are those on both sides who are saying, okay, let the government shut down. It wouldn't be the end of the world because there are emergency procedures in place to make sure that, I guess, Social Security checks go out, Medicare checks, things like that still continue to go out to those who need it. But, you know, our museums, national parks, other entities like that will be closed. And I understand that they finally are making some contingency plans for that.
But it's such an indictment of our governing process.
But on the other hand, maybe we have to do something like that to get people to wake up and say, you know, we got ourselves into this mess. We have to get out of this together.
I agree. It's a sad statement about our government.